me, that's the spirit of all of the inventiveness that took place in the 70s and the spirit of hip hop is that, you know, young kids are making do with their own. That's where, you know, breakdancing, when it evolves, the same thing. And of course, the people riding on trains, you know, competing to do something beautiful. Now, when I came along, 70s, early 70s, that's what I was seeing on the trains. And so already I was going, you know, like, wow, look at that. That's amazing. Look at what the kids are doing. So these are some of the things I took. These are kind of early pictures of, you know, early style. I love this one. It has those elements of psychedelia that we were talking about before, you know, all these little, the shape of the letters and the stuff going on, the designs and the stars and the little decorative doodads, as Scene would call it. This photo I like to show because everybody says, oh, graffiti, big crime, you know, vandalism and everything. But the fact is, from the point of view of, you know, from the big picture, the biggest crime was the abandonment of neighborhoods by both the federal government and the local governments. I have no patience with people who really, you know, complain bitterly about graffiti and as such a big problem. Because the context is this. So one day I was riding up to the Bronx, and in the center track was parked, it was on a weekend, so they parked trains in the center track. And there was Lee's Merry Christmas monodock train, 2 whole cars, married couple. So I thought, oh my God, I've got to get that train. I got down onto the catwalk between the stations. So it was far enough away to take the 2 whole cars in about 12 shots. So I did that and moved as you do. And when I took that film home and got it developed and spliced it together, I realized that this was the way I should do it. So that became my technique and my modus operandi. This is actually after I got a wide lens. I was able to not to do my complicated process, and to take the car in one shot. I love the silver piece because the train is silver. So there's something really nice about the, you know, alteration of the train surface without color, just using the 3D of the piece and the shape of the letters to look like it's almost made out of the train itself. It looks like it was manufactured that way. 1982 is not finished. So that's the other thing about writing graffiti is, you know, you didn't always get to finish your car. It could move before you finished it. The police could come in a raid. You know, somebody could come into the tunnel who wanted to steal your paint or whatever, you know, and often it happened that you didn't get to finish. It was like a performance piece. You know, you couldn't, if you did this in the studio, you know, you would tear it up and start over and say, okay, we'll do this a little smaller, and, you know, but you could only do it once when you were writing. In the 70s, the trains ran longer. But by the time 1981, let's say, the trains didn't run very long before they would be buffed, because they had the buff in every, you know, borough. They had a buff, and they take the trains there and clean them, you know, within a matter of days. And then there were actually cars which ran for years because the workers liked them. That can be the only answer to that mystery, is why they ran so long. And I think one was that Lee piece, that ran for years. That Lee that says, "Stop real crime." They let it run. I think even the Vandal Squad said, "Yes, stop crime," it says. They didn't think it meant that this is unreal crime.